Eric's probably like,
I'm not sleeping tonight. You just already come.
and I use the Colombian coffee too. You know you're not sleeping.
Trying to get lit in the street, baby.
Hey.
Yo, pick up the pipe.
Hey. Did I tell you I accidentally clicked the stroke code button?
Stroke code?
Oh, is it stroke code? Oh,
Code blue.
If you anyway, I mean...
this guy.
Bruh, everybody started rolling. I was like, no, don't go. It's a false alarm. All these nurses, doctors running. Oh, here. Boom, 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 boom. Jeez, it was embarrassing.
All I remember is that I'm in a room for patient, and my phone goes off, and it said. No, the thing is this. The thing that's hilarious is that you click the staff assist button, and so all of the phones go off, and I'm like, oh, and so everyone's like, oh, we gotta roll, and we're like looking, we're like, what room is it? And you're like, hey, they're like, da da da, and then it goes code blue. So instead of you hitting the silent button,
I was trying
you hit the code blue button, which made it even worse. And so it was like, ah! Embarrassment. Anyways, we live. Psych Pastor, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex.
What's up, guys? I'm Alan.
Welcome to the Amicy channel.
Welcome.
If you're not subscribed,
click that
subscribe button below and be a part of the Amicy gang.
Come on.
Be a part of the original 50,000 subscriers. Without further ado, guys, this is what we're doing our best. If you're watching this video right now and you're on the live, hey,
what's up?
What's good?
How you doing?
Hey.
We live. Hey.
So we've got BTS Shadow Explained. Well, yeah, Shadow Explained by DK. Is it DK TV?
Oh yeah, sure.
Probably should look it up. DK TV. Let's see.
DK TV.
DK TV. Without further ado, guys, let's do what we're doing our best. Hop into this video. Let's get popping.
Let's get it.
BTS is back, and so are we, theorizing all about their new song, Map of the Soul 7 Interlude Shadow. This is a continuation of the Map of the Soul era and its themes, borrowed from the book with the same name. The book talks about Carl Jung's theories of the psyche, and we'll go deep into that, as I will primarily focus on the Jungian psychology and how it relates to the lyrics of the song. Carl Jung believed that for the betterment of one's being, they needed to go through a process which he called individuation. Individuation is a task of achieving wholeness of personality through becoming aware of our unconscious elements and realizing the patterns of which these elements operate. Basically, to be in control and not panic when shit hits the fan in your mind, basically being grounded to yourself. Jung studied the mind to create the map of the soul, which he used to come up with methodized ways to aid his patients in the individuation process. You must note that Jung believed individuation to be a natural process that will occur spontaneously as one ages. However, people often get stuck in a certain step or stage of individuation, and that is when psychotherapy comes in to give the patient a nudge in the correct direction. I think BTS intends to give the same message with the Map of the Soul series. They want to tell you that the power is in you as individuation happens on its own, and BTS are just therapists making sure you go the right path. Now, to understand Interlude Shadow in particular, we need to talk about the elements of the psyche in Jungian psychology. For simplicity's sake, I'll only talk about the key two elements that are essential in understanding this song: the persona and the shadow. The persona is a set of different social masks that we wear depending on our environment. The personality that we try to portray to others. It is not the real self, but rather a compromise between you and society. We have many different personas.
Didn't we have the conversation already?
Yes. What in the world?
We literally had a conversation about exactly this.
This is scary.
And then we went and watched the music video for the very first time, and now it's like coming full circle. So yeah, it's pretty dope.
Personas for different situations. For example, you would put on a daughter persona when in front of your mom, but then put on a student persona in front of your teacher. You would obviously not act the same way and be the exact same person at home as you are at school. So you are putting on different personas in different environments. Now the shadow, the first stage of unconscious. Certain personality traits that you have will lead to negative feedback and punishment from others. This conditions you to no longer show these traits, but they remain inside of you, pushed deep down. These are shadows. These are not always intrinsically negative traits, but rather traits that you have rejected and neglected. Let's take someone who has grown up in a very homophobic environment, but is not homophobic at heart. He may have expressed his thoughts that love is love, but then was given criticism on such thoughts. So he represses his true thoughts and traits to conform to the social norms. He himself showing homophobic traits and his non-discriminant traits becoming a shadow inside of him. The first steps to individuation is to identify and distinguish oneself from the persona. Many people end up believing that they are the social mask that they wear. Map of the Soul persona talked about this confusion with RM questioning, who the hell am I? Once people start identifying themselves with the persona, they become blocked from the possibilities of delving into deeper realms of the psyche as it sits on a very outer layer. With Suga's shadow, we get to delve a little deeper and really connect with the unconscious parts of the psyche and confront our true self. Finally, let's get to the song.
I wanna be repressed. I wanna be the top. I wanna be rocks. I really don't mind. I wanna be rich. I wanna be the king. I wanna go win.
We know Sugar. Okay, we're sorry. In the video,
We were like, oh, who is this guy?
Is there two of them? We now understand. It's only one person.
Hey,
Thank
we out
you.
here.
These are all dreams and aspirations that Jungi wishes to achieve. He has high dreams to be the best, to be at the top, to be a superstar. You could say this is one of his personas, a once aspiring and now a true superstar. In the scene, you can see Jungi in a hallway with dark figures. Jungi is in dark clothes too. This represents Jungi's shadows. Meanwhile, another reflection in the mirror shows Jungi in white with no shadows. I think this is a persona of the Sugar side of Jungi. This persona has rejected the acknowledgement of any shadows, as we will see in the verse. Jungi was excited about how far his path down his dreams would go, and ran towards his goal without thinking twice. However, the more he runs closer to his goals, the bigger his shadows get. Remember how I said shadows are repressed and rejected traits that exist in you? Well, this line shows that Jungi, in becoming the Sugar persona, the mega celebrity he is, had to hide away the traits that were a part of him. The bigger he got, the more he associated himself with his superstar persona, and the more things he had to repress, as seen in the scene. The shadows are banging on the door, but it's locked tight by the superstar persona, by the Sugar persona. Here Jungi expresses that he is afraid of heights he has reached. This was what he wanted, but having achieved that, he realizes the place at the top is very lonely and very volatile. He feels that he could fall any minute. Jungi states that him reaching superstardom and becoming more associated with his superstar persona has made his shadows bigger. The more he plays his role, he feels the more of his traits he has to hide. So the shadow grows and grows inside. It becomes harder and harder for him to hide his shadows because there are just too many of them now. He doesn't want to go any further up, as that would only make his shadows bigger. But he really has no choice now. Here Jungi is seen on stage with hundreds of phones filming him. Like I've said, a persona is a compromise of oneself and society. In this case, the Sugar persona is a compromise between Jungi's self and the spotlight, or the cameras, the media, the fans, as portrayed here. Yoongi seems confused. He wants to fly high, be a superstar, but it has made him more repressed inside, growing his shadows. He says, "Don't let me down, don't let me fly," two contradicting statements. I think this is a clash of his persona and his shadows causing the confusion. Inside, he no longer wants to be up there, but he has become so one with the superstar persona that it tells him to not let him down. As a representation of this conflict, you see the scenes of mics breaking glass. The mics are a symbol for the Suga persona, as he is a rapper, and the glass represents the divide between his conscious and unconscious side of the psyche, as seen on this diagram of Jung's map of the soul. The breaking of the glass represents the breaking of the barrier of this divide, hence the initial confusion. But also this leads the way to the first steps of the individuation process, as it allows the shadows to be identified into consciousness. Here Jungian admits he doesn't want to face his shadows. However, as I have said, this is a key step in the process of individuation, to distinguish their persona from their true self, and to identify and bring one's shadows into consciousness. Make themselves more aware and acknowledge their shadows. So Jungi does in the next verse. From here on, the shadow of Jungi becomes the narrator. You can tell it's the shadow talking by comparing this scene with the diagram of Jung's map of the soul. On stage is the persona, and down below we have the shadow. Easy, right? Jungi was confused, but the shadow seems firm on telling Jungi that it is also part of Jungi too. Jungi has been suppressing the shadows, but the shadow tells him that he can never detach himself of its existence. This is very true, and the process of individuation starts with accepting and acknowledging one's shadows. Jungi is on his path to individuation. Here Jungi again is accepting his shadows, or rather the shadows have broken through the glass wall of Jungi's Suga persona and made him understand about its traits and its existence. It doesn't matter if Jungi is successful or not, whether he rejects it or accepts it, it is a part of him and what makes him Jungi. Essentially, this song is telling its listeners to accept and embrace their shadows, despite what the persona tells you to do. The song answers the question RM asked in Persona, "Who the hell am I?" Where he was confused with his persona as RM of BTS and his true self. Jungi has taken another step further, as the question has been answered. He is not only Suga of BTS, but someone with the traits of his shadows as well. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Explained on DKDK TV. If you want more Explained videos and want to support us making those videos, you can go to patreon.com.
Okay. Alright, so guys, that was BTS Interlude Shadow explained by DK TV. Guys, so pretty much what we're realizing is that you need to have what's happening here. Alrighty, guys, so that was pretty much BTS Interlude Shadow explained by DK TV. So what we've realized is this. Essentially, when it comes to these guys, you gotta eventually have your psychology degree in order to understand these videos, because we had I was listening to the song at baseline. We had to get down here to understand what the song was. My God.
That was like the what was it? The Sean Paul song. It's like you were singing it
Shake
like
that thing, man.
But then when you finally
Jordy
understood
and
it,
Rebecca,
whenever
man, get
you
busy.
finally understood the lyrics, you're like, oh, aha.
It's an aha moment. But yeah, guys, so wow, keep putting them in the comments. We love these. If you're not part of the Amicy gang, click that subscribe button below
Click.
and join us.
Come on.
And at all times, don't cheat yourself.
Don't.
Be true to yourself
What?
and keep it Amicy.
Of course.
Peace.
I live inside my own world of make-believe.